Hello, this is Naruki. I'm master of Naruki Art Dojo, and this is Owen.
Hi.
So in the last video, I talked about how to draw the head. Today, I will focus on how to draw eyes. I start from drawing a box. These boxes are all from different perspectives. We are looking at the box directly from the front. We are looking up at the box. We are looking down at the box. And we are looking at the box is eye level, turn to the side.
So these are different examples of perspectives.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4
Four.
examples. Yes, in this example, the light is coming from the top right of the page. It is easy to see in the boxes which side is brightest and which side is darkest.
So this is just like the shading of the box from your head video?
Yeah. So these boxes for the perspective of the head box, which I talked about in the last video. I prefer to start with boxes more than balls because it's better for showing perspective. I start putting balls inside the boxes. And I add shadow to each ball following the shadow of the box.
So you're finding a sphere ball inside of each box and shading it the same way as the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without box, those balls look same.
Right.
But just in your head, you need to understand the perspective of the ball.
Right. Without the box, it's hard to find the highlight and the shadow perspective.
Yeah. And then I add the tear duct in the inner corner.
So if you imagine each one of these balls is an eyeball,
Yeah.
there's the tear duct coming out of the side of it. That's not actually part of the eyeball.
Yeah. Inner corner, and I add the outer corner on the other side of the eyeball. It's a little cut in here.
So you're establishing what's the inside and what's the outside of your ball.
Yeah. Then I connect the inner corner and the outer corner. The curve of the lines follow the edge of the box. So the eyelids follow the perspective of the box.
Right.
Even if your eyes are wide open or shut, the curve of the eyelids always follows the perspective of the box.
Right. Because the skin is always moving over the ball.
Yeah.
So it's always curved.
Yeah, it's happen on the ball.
Yeah.
And then I add a waterline at the edge of the eyelid. This shows that the eyelid has a thickness.
It's thick, yeah.
And most of classic painters paint the waterline much thicker than real life to accent the eyes. I think it's good accent.
To make them like bigger?
It shows eyes bigger
Yeah,
actually.
or from a distance.
Yeah, I think many people like to show their eyes bigger than real, so it works
Right.
for portrait. And then I add the iris and the pupil.
The color and the dark part of the eye.
Yeah. So some people have a double eyelid lines and some people don't. It doesn't matter if you're cut or uncut. Then the eyeball is set into the eye socket of the skull. So I add some lines of eye socket under the eyeball. And there is a brow bone over the eyeball.
Your brow bone, yeah.
Yeah, just I add over the
Right. and
eyeballs.
Your eye kind of sets into your skull. So
Yeah.
These things are coming out around it.
Yes. Yeah, it's covered the eyeball. How deep it depends on model. Some people are very deep, some people are more flat.
Right. I have caveman brows, so they're very big.
Yeah. And as I always say, each model has a different shape. Some people have bigger balls and some people have a smaller. Find the right size from your model. So now I found outlines. So I start adding shadow. And the shadow follow each shape. And there is usually a shadow from the top lid that casts down on the eyeball.
Right. So most people in cartoons or simplified drawing, the eye is very white because that's what you think it would be, but because of all the shadow from your top lid, usually it's like gray almost. Renaissance paintings are very gray eyes.
Yeah. So all strokes follow the shape of the ball. And I add colors to the iris. And don't use cycle line strokes to add color in the iris.
What do you do instead of the circle?
So I use hatching, which follows the surface of the ball shape.
Right.
Horizontal and vertical
Because
hatchings.
if you go in a circle, it doesn't show curve of the shape.
Yes. And then I start adding some highlights. If it's simple lighting, one strong highlight in dark parts. And some softer light if there's a reflection of the cornea, like a reflection, like a lower
In the eye.
part.
Yeah.
All these highlights also follow the shape of the ball, perspective of the box. And usually I add eyelashes at the end. Also, how long eyelashes depends on people.
Right.
Some people have longer, some people have shorter.
And in classical paintings, most women have longer eyelashes.
Yeah, and it has curves, lots of curve. Yeah. So I don't have lots of anatomy knowledge like a doctor. There are other YouTube videos which have more information about anatomy. But still, I see many bad artists who know anatomy very well, more than me. I think it's because their strokes are not always following the box perspective.
Right.
So it's more important to understand the perspective of each shape than to memorize all the parts name.
Right, so you can know everything about the anatomy of a human body part, but if you don't understand the perspective of what your drawing or your painting will look like,
yeah, it doesn't work.
matter.
Yeah. So some art teachers just drop information on students about anatomy.
Yeah.
And I doubt it works. I won't show you how to draw. Anatomy is not the goal. Anatomy is a guide to find the shapes in a figure. So even if someone draws eyes simply, I can see if they understand the shape of eye or not. For example, Picasso lines are very simple, but I can see he clearly understands eye shape under his simple lines.
So you think that you can tell that he understands the shape of a real eye, even if he's like making a simplified outline drawing?
Yes, he knows the rule of eye and he breaks the rule after he understands it.
Right.
Yeah. So even some paintings which have lots of detail, it's like a photorealistic paintings. If strokes don't follow the perspective of the head box, I can see they don't understand the shape of an eye.
Right.
So, eyes are the most important part on a portrait. If you paint eyes attractively, the painting looks so nice, even if other parts are not perfect.
Yeah.
Even if you paint other parts very well, the painting will not look so nice if you can't paint eyes well.
Right.
So eyes is very important.
To practice.
Yeah. So you can have lots of practice to paint or draw eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching. So please subscribe me if you haven't subscribed my channel yet. See you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.